Hey everybody, it's Jessy J here with a very special year in review. 2009 has been an absolutely fantastic year, and I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for helping in the process of supporting music, supporting live shows, listening to the radio, and also for just being great people and for your kindness throughout the year. I definitely have highlights that I'd like to share with you guys. The first one is being asked back to the Guitars and Saxes tour. In 2008, I was a touring member, but this time I was fortunate enough to be asked as a headliner. So I got to play songs all over the U.S. with some of my great friends, Jeff Gollitt, Huge Groove, Jeff Lorber, and also Tony Moore on the drums and Daryl Williams on the bass. We had a blast. It was so fun. And definitely, I think the highlight of that tour was probably San Antonio, Texas. Because my mom is from San Antonio, and I had a lot of family and friends at that show. And it just felt extra special to me because we had a nighttime performance, and it was just packed, street full of people. So it was an amazing experience. Okay, coming in at number 9 would be the Grammys. I went there to support Gerald Albright and Earl Klugh, who were both nominated for Best Pop Instrumental Album of the Year, and it was my first time attending the Grammys. Now I'm a voting member of NARIS, so as a voting member you're allowed to go to the Grammys and kind of just hang out and mingle with everybody, and it was a blast. I got to meet the Jonas Brothers, and also on the red carpet we saw LL Cool J. Snoop Dogg was around the corner, and it was the performances also. Jennifer Hudson's performance gave me goosebumps, and it was fun. Plus, I love getting dressed up. I love doing all that stuff. So, what do you expect? I'm a girl. Girls like that sort of thing. So the Grammys were definitely a big A+ in my book this year. And then after that, I would say getting to tour the world with my Michael Bolton family was a blast. We went all over Europe, focusing in a lot on Eastern Europe. So I had never been to some of the places that we went to. We went to like Croatia, where we could go swimming there, and then we went to Istanbul, which is actually my favorite place in the world right now. I had a fantastic time. We went to the bazaar, the Turkish bazaar, where you can go and buy all different sorts of little things, and I did pick up quite a few souvenirs for my family, which I hope they're enjoying. And my personal favorite purchase of this year is this Turkish rug that I bought there. It's made from organic lamb wool, and it was a fun experience shopping in the bazaar because even though we didn't speak the language, we could still kind of negotiate and bargain and get good deals. So I think I got a pretty good deal on this rug. I don't know. And then we ended up making friends with the owner of the store, Mehmed, and all of us went out to dinner for ribs. We had lamb ribs, and they were mwah, so yummy. I wish I knew how to make them, because the way that they made them under this special little type of oven thingy was just like off the hook. And then we went out dancing all night. And in Istanbul, it's connected between Istanbul and then in Turkey, and then there's Istanbul in Asia, and connecting them is a bridge. So all night when we were partying, we could see the bridge and the cars crossing, and it's just I'm always gonna remember that. It's one of the most special moments of my life. Then after touring the world, another big highlight for me was the week in May of the San Diego Gaslamp Jazz Festival. That was my first time headlining at a huge festival with so many people. I want to say there was probably over 10,000 people in the audience. They closed down the streets, so there's just fans there coming to jam out, and the band played so well, and we got to play some new songs like Mr. Prince, and of course we played Tropical Rain. PB was there, Paul Brown, and we jammed on Tequila Moon. And then some of my favorite musicians were there too, like Bonnie James, Gerald Albright, Kirk Whalum. Kirk Whalum came up on stage while we were doing Vámonos Pa'l Monte, and he spun me around. We were doing some salsa, and that was so absolutely amazing. And the day before that was the Star Spangled Banner performance for the Padres. It was my first time doing it, and I had a blast. I can't wait to play it again for the Lakers. All right, and coming in at number 6 is the Royal Albert Hall performance with Michael Bolton. That was just in November, towards the end of the year. He was doing a very special DVD of his show, and he asked us to be a part of it. So of course it's a huge honor to be able to work with Michael Bolton. And on top of that, we did some new songs, and being at Royal Albert Hall, it's like the Carnegie Hall of Europe. It's amazing the way that the seating is just all the way around like this. The red cushiony seats, and to tell you the truth, I was like gasping when we first went in there. It's just breathtaking. If you haven't been to the Royal Albert Hall, I would say put it on your calendar to do sometime soon. And also while I was in London, I got a chance to do some other cool stuff, like visit with my friends at the Pizza Express, which is my new favorite jazz club in London. I love the Pizza Express, and Jimmy King and everyone else has been so gracious to ask us to come back. So in March I'll be visiting again, and it's a fantastic place. Good pizza, nice salads, and the music is fantastico. Okay, so now we're up to number 4. Number 4, one of my highlights of this year was performing with Seal. I love Seal. I've always been a big fan of his music and his artistry. Just he's such a kind, warm, and generous human being. And you know, his wife Heidi is so into fashion, and they have a cute family. And I had known some people that have been working with him, and we were honored enough to perform with him for a show in London called GMTV, and we performed maybe about 5 to 8 songs for an audience here in Los Angeles. And that to me was really like one of the peaks of my musical career, just because it was kind of short notice where we had to learn the music kind of quick and kind of fly by the seat of our pants. And that's when your training really comes into play, when you don't know what song is next, what the tempo is going to be, or anything, because it was just exhilarating to be in the moment, so free and so in the moment. And then clocking in at number 3, you guys might have guessed this. Earlier this year, I had a debut CD release, my second CD, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And the single from that CD was, I was so blessed with it to be able to go to number 1. So it was number 1 on R&R, and also on Alan Kepler's Smooth Jazz Top 20 Countdown, also on the Groove Music Chart, and R&R Indicator, all of that stuff. It went to number 1, and that to me was like a big accomplishment, because I had always hoped to have a number 1 song, and we did it. So thank you, Greg Carrucas. Thank you, Paul Brown. Thank you to the record company. Thank you to the musicians that performed the music, Richie Gajate Garcia, Roberto Valli, Sergio Gonzalez, and all of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. You play so amazing. I love it when you guys play that well. Alright. And then this might catch you guys by surprise, but my number 2 highlight of this year was being able to have a Wave world premiere the weekend before my CD came out. My CD came out on a Tuesday in August, and right before that, I was really, really excited that the Wave asked to do a world premiere. That's when you get to talk about every song on the CD, and you get to introduce it, why it's special to you, and how you recorded it. And more importantly, I just felt really, really accepted and really supported and really loved, and it just felt so great to be able to share the music that means so much to me with all of you guys and give you the stories behind the music. So that program debuted. It was a 1-hour program. It debuted all over the country on all of the Wave affiliate radio stations. So I was so excited. I had a gig with Michael Bolton that day. I was on tour still. So I think we were in Georgia or something, and I was in the dressing room downloading the stream online from Orlando, because Orlando was doing it. And then later that night I was able to catch the LA Wave World premiere. The True Love CD was released on August 4th, and one of my biggest goals this year was, I don't know if you guys know, but I have a goal book where I write goals for the year, goals for performance-wise, and goals for career-wise. And, well, you know, I went to USC. Fight on. So I have a lot of goals, and, you know, one of them was to have a top 3 debut. Actually, my goal was top 5. I just wanted to debut top 5 in Billboard, And the CD, my latest CD, True Love, debuted at #3 on the contemporary jazz charts. So thank you so much. That was definitely the highlight of the year. And I'm really looking forward to 2010. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful 2010 with unexplainable blessings and good fortune. I wish you and your family the best always. Ciao, amigos.